Morning, gang. Morning, morning, morning. Second attempt. You can hear me now, can't you? Yes. Good morning. It's Saturday, the 4th of November 2017. Welcome along, gang. A very dark and wet day outside, I have to say. Second attempt. Do you remember yesterday we did the show from Studio 55B downstairs? Do you remember that? Yes, and why did we do that? Do you remember that? Oh, you weren't there. Oh, not a regular viewer then, are you really? You know, you just come and go as you please. You know, not regular. Yesterday we were downstairs because, anyone? Come on, hands up, everyone, hands up. Because the computer was doing a big update, yes. So come in this morning, switch it on. As far as I'm concerned, everything was working. But I wasn't watching my little green light. I don't know if you can see the little green light, can you? From over there? Over there, that one. Can you see? No, you can't. Oh! No, can you see? No, you can't see that, can you? It's not close enough. I wonder if I can zoom in. Oh, do I have that facility? Configure video. Let's try. Oh, I think I might be able to. Yeah, I've got a zoom on there. Look at this. 1 minute. Let's try. Oh! And I can move it. Look at that. Look. No, you still can't see it, can you? Never mind, darling. Okay, no, you can't see that, can you? Cancel. No, I don't want to save the changes. Thank you very much. 1 moment. No, okay. So there's a little green thing in front of me there, which goes up and down and tells me that you can hear me. Now, I've got one on this computer as well, but that's different. It's different. The one in front of me tells me that you can hear me or not, and I wasn't looking at it. Please forgive me. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Forgive me for my sins this morning. You couldn't hear me, and that's the reason why you couldn't hear me, because we did an update, big update yesterday, computer update. I've come up here, switched it on, and it's thrown something out. Basically, it changed what the computer listens to. So instead of listening to all this stuff in front of me, it was listening to something else. And of course, there was nothing else there. It's like a switch. It had switched something off. So that's where it was this morning. Apologies for that, boys and girls. That's the way it goes. Couple of things before we start the show today. A lot of people sending messages because they think the show is live. Now, it's okay to watch a recording and send a message. That's fine. I still get those, okay? And I reply to them, hopefully, most of the time, unless I kind of miss it, all right? So I do reply. Nothing wrong with watching a recording and then sending a message. But a couple of people well, why isn't he replying straight away? Because the show isn't live when you were watching it. Now, how do you know if the show is actually live? There's a little red thing in the corner that says live. If there's nothing in the corner of your screen at the moment, then you're watching a recording, okay? You're watching a recording. Enjoy the recording. You know, it's exactly the same as when it went out live, except that it's not live. So if you put a little message on there when it's not live, it might take me some time to get back to you, okay? If you are with us live, there's a little red thing in the corner that says live. So that's how you know whether you're with us live. And also, look at the clock at the back. Okay, 10:30, Greenwich Mean Time. It's British time. If that's the time now, then you're with us live, and I should be able to get to your messages. Sometimes there's so many messages, I can't possibly get to all of them, and that's just how it is since we've become quite busy, so apologies for that, but unfortunately not a lot I can do about that. The only other thing is Ian Sharp wrote a little message in, why do you have the countdown? Okay. There's now 2 reasons for the countdown, and this is why you got the countdown twice this morning. I will explain all so that one can understand the technicalities of what goes on here at the United Kingdom Talk Television Centre in Royal Berkshire. Number 1, the countdown is there so that when I start, you're ready. People are there already. Now, if I just switched it on, okay, and started talking, you'd miss that first bit. You could miss minutes of it, hours of interesting things that I have said. I could have given away a holiday for 2 in the Seychelles. Well, maybe not the Seychelles. Because the Seychelles, they've got the plague there at the moment, haven't they? Or it's just about to come there. There's an airborne plague going on somewhere in Africa at the moment. Terrible. People are dying. So you don't want to go to the Seychelles or anywhere like that at the moment until that's sorted out. But I could give away a holiday on the Isle of Wight. Now, there's a nice place to go. I could give away a holiday on the yacht. Now, the clock is not fast. The clock is not fast, Paul. Your clock is wrong. Check it. 1, 2, 3 on your phone. That clock is not fast, Paul. Watching it on YouTube. I'll come to your messages in a minute, okay? So, yes, we could give away a holiday on the Isle of Wight, or I might have given away, a Toyota RAV4, or a small self-contained flat in Knightsbridge. If you weren't there at the beginning, you would have missed that. And that's the idea of the 5-minute countdown, so that you know something is about to happen, and it gives 5 minutes for a few people to join us, rather than me sitting here talking to myself, which I do quite often. I don't always have the camera on, Oh, no. No, sometimes I sit here and I happily communicate with myself for hours, actually. I do the same downstairs. Now you're wondering, well, how comes there's no countdown when we do the show from downstairs? Because we do nighttime shows as well from downstairs, like middle of the night. We're talking like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes I go downstairs, switch my phone on, and do a show directly into the phone. And that's the reason for that, because it's a phone. Can't do a countdown from downstairs, which means literally I come on and I just talk rubbish as usual, for a few minutes until a few people joining. And then that's the reason why there's no countdown from downstairs. But upstairs is to allow us time to join us. That's reason number 1. Reason number 2, I now share the show on quite a few Facebook groups, Facebook live streaming, and also a lot of the Learn English groups. So if you're with us on one of the Learn English groups, welcome along. People watch this show to try and learn a little bit of English. I mean, what they're going to learn from me, God knows, but there we are. And while that countdown is happening, I'm furiously sending it to, I think there's about 14 different Facebook groups that I send the show to while that countdown's on. And that takes the first 4 minutes of the 5-minute countdown. So that's the reason why there is a countdown. I hope that is suitably informed and educated you, boys and girls. I'm like a teacher this morning. I'm like a teacher. And if you're very naughty, I will get my cane out and whip you this morning. I think some of you would actually like that. Yes, I do. Let's say hello to some early adopters to the show this morning. Good morning to Ants. Good morning, Ants. You get the first message in on the second try this morning. I did notice, Lee Marshall, you got the first message in this morning on the first try. So 2 firsts this morning. 2 firsts this morning. Morning, Diane. Second today. That's not bad, Diane. You're moving up. You're moving back up the list. Congratulations to Diane. Second message. Mark Jones is there. Good morning, Wayne. Don't make us sit through this, please. Well, don't sit through it then, Wayne. Turn it off. Don't watch. Don't sit there moaning your blooming head off. It's like these people that criticise programmes on the telly. Oh, I don't like The Only Way is Essex. Well, don't watch it then. Don't watch it then. Unless you're doing a radio show or a talk show and you're talking about it. Then watch it. Don't watch it. What a misery. That Wayne is always moaning, Wayne. Moan, moan, moan. I'm glad I'm not like that. You never hear me moan about anything, do you? Never in 1,000 years, no. Morning, Wendy. Becky's there. Hello, Becky. Christina, take 2. Take 2, Christina. I'm so glad. I think Wayne actually likes the music. Morning, Joey. Mandy Mungrew, good morning. And yes, everyone's there. Good. That's it. That's the Facebook messages. And on the other systems, good morning to those of you on Periscope. Hello to Terry H. Good morning, Terry. Brendan Brady's there on YouTube. Acti. Good morning, Acti. SOS Gold. Hello, sir. Yes, SOS Gold is in the house. You're over there, aren't you? That's better. SOS Gold, who came along to the karaoke the other week as well. Paul says the clock's fast. It's not fast, dear. I told you it's not fast. And ciao to Marie. So there we are. Everyone is in the house. Welcome along. Let's get going, shall we? So yesterday, I went swimming yesterday after we'd done a show from the living room. That was quite nice, actually, doing a daytime show from the living room. Ronnie popped round for lunch. He always invites us himself. He rings up. Oh, can you put some chips on? I'll be round in a minute. That's my best mate. He just randomly invites himself round for lunch. Do you do that to anyone? And I have to put chips in the oven. Well, I say chips, Slimmer's World chips, where you chop up the potato, quick spray on the top. Very, very tasty indeed. Very tasty. So he came round. We watched a little bit of television. Our Girl. Have you seen Our Girl? Now, I think it's finished now. It was on just a couple of weeks ago. It's about this girl who's in the army and they go out and do stuff. And I've watched I think 3 of them, or all 3. Is it a series of 3? Or at least I think I've got 3 on the record. We've watched the first one now. It's a bit lacking in action, this series, isn't it? Hardly anyone got killed or murdered. Very disappointing. Dear me. It's already all right looking at a few blokes in army uniforms, and for the lads out there, girls in army uniforms, all right, but no touching. No touching. You'll end up on the front page of the Daily Mail, you will. But I thought it was a bit lacking in action. They were out, what's the first programme? They were out helping people after an earthquake, I think, in Nepal. Nepal? Nepal? Or is it O-L? Nepal. I think it's one of those two. And that's what we were doing. But it wasn't much. I didn't think there was much action in it at all. Anyone seen it yet? So I hope the second one's going to be better than that. So we watched that. Then we watched a little bit more of Paddington 24/7, which I quite enjoy very much. It's about the goings-on at Paddington railway station and how it all works. They always seem to have some sort of problem going on there. And people, you must never use the toilets while the train is at the station. Very, very important not to do that. Because what happens is that it all goes down onto the track. Did you know that? Did you? I bet you didn't know that. It all just falls onto the track, and they have special people that have to go around and clean it up every couple of weeks. What they have to do, this is absolutely serious. I never knew this. I am shocked that when you go to the toilet on a train, it's not collected in some sort of tank like you'd have on a caravan or something like that. Oh no, it just gets dumped out onto the train tracks, even in train stations. And what they have to do is put down this mat in between the 2 rails, okay, in the train stations to cat all this human effluent. I like that word, effluent. It doesn't sound a bad word, does it? Effluent. Try and say it, effluent. Anyone learning English? Try and say that one, effluent. 1, 2, 3, after the tone, doot, effluent. It catches all the effluent in between the rails in this tarpaulin mat type plasticky thing, right? And then people every 2 weeks have to go and pick it all up and with gloves and things, hopefully. They've all got rubber gloves on and suits. It's awful. But you don't think of that. When they say, don't use the toilet at the train station, you don't actually think of that, do you? You don't think, well, why not? I'll just go and use it. And they do. Well, it ends up in between the tracks. And the reason that plastic thing is down there is because it literally destroys the wooden sleepers that the tracks sit on. And then there can be accidents. On this week's programme, it was very exciting. A train derailed while it was in Paddington Station. It come off the rails. And what had happened, and this might be something to do with the effluent, okay, what had happened is that the wooden sleeper had rotted away, and then when the train came on the track, it split open. The 2 rails opened like a pair of legs. They just opened like that. Awful. And the train slipped off. Fortunately, no one was hurt. I think a bit of the platform was damaged. And the trouble they had getting that train back on tracks, because they have to move it along a bit and then somehow hoist it up with these, these, what they called, you pump them up and they go up slowly and lift something up. What's that called? A jack. A jack. How wonderful to have a gadget named after you if your name is Jack. So that's what they have to do, pump it up like that, and then they move it back onto the track, and then they fix it, and it was out of order for 2 days. That could well have been caused by effluent, boys and girls. Yes. So please don't use the toilet at the train stations. It just comes out the bottom of the train. Mind you, I'd like something like that in my car, for when you're caught short. You just push a button, perhaps, and a little hole opens up on your car seat and you just go. How easy would that be? How many times have you been stuck in the car, I really need to go. And you're in a traffic jam. And the car is not moving in front of you. along with all the rest of them. None of the cars are moving in front of you. Terrible. And you're sitting there. Oh, I need to go. I always carry a paper cup in my car. You've got to carry a paper cup in the car. You absolutely have. All right? So watch out there. Let's have a look there. Oh, it's just... Gosh, there's so many messages there. Good morning to Ray Reynolds this morning. Danny Gibbs, Lawrence there. Hello, good Saturday to you. Listening in the south of France. Oh, I've never been there. Bonsoir, comment ça va? Notice the many different languages that I'm able to talk. Yes, thank you very much. Stuart Skinner's there. Good morning to Stuart. Terry, thank you, Terry. Good morning, Terry. Christina there. Is it live or Betamax? Betamax. God, I had one of those Betamax machines. Oh, it was useless. £500 for a Betamax machine I paid. £500. And when there was like a bright light, the whole thing used to jump. It was absolutely useless. Let's have a look at some of your messages this morning. Thank you very much. Good morning to Nothingness. Good morning, sir. Wants to know where I am. Bracknell in Berkshire. Bracknell in Raw, Berkshire, just down in the southeast. Where are you, sir? Where are you, sir? Good morning to Johnny. And I heard that lorry drivers carry empty milk bottles for emergencies. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I have paper cups in the car. I kid you not. But I don't know if I want to tell you this. I will tell you this. Last night, I got caught short a little bit last night, so I pulled over on a quiet road. You know, I don't get out of the car. And then you kind of, lift yourself up. And just pull down the trousers a little bit, keeping an eye out so there's no one around, and use the paper cup, and that's all you can do. The only thing is that I wasn't holding it properly last night, the cup, and it kind of flicked a little bit. All down the front of my jeans. Fortunately, I was half an hour away from my place of employment, so by the time I got there, it had dried out. I put the heating full on and opened the windows, which is not a good idea in central London, opening your windows. Oh, the pollution. The pollution pouring in, dear. Like that. I can feel particulates from the diesel gathering inside my throat as I'm driving along. Awful. So I opened the windows, turned the heating up, and fortunately it dried by the time I got home. Paul says it's £1 to use the toilets at Euston. Is it? Is it free to use toilets on a train? I can't remember now. Not quite sure if it is. Good morning, Merlin. Welcome along, Merlin. Dear me. So that was yesterday during the daytime. Went to work, had a little sleep, went to work. 2 hours to get to work again last night. Well, it was actually an hour and a half, and then half an hour if you include the time that I pulled over on the road to have a wee in a cup. Come on, does anyone else do that? You must do. I can't be the only person that does it. My mate thinks it's disgusting. Well, what are you supposed to do then? Just wet your knickers while you're sitting in your car? I get wet car seats. Don't want that, do you? Well, it'd be like being a child again. Maybe I should wear a nappy in the car. Half the problem is, what happens? I make a cup of tea before I get in the car. I've got one of those reusable Starbucks mugs, which I make, and I make a cup of tea for the car, and then I get in the car and I start driving to work and I sip the tea, you see. So after about an hour and a half, I want to go wee. It's even worse than when it's the other thing. You have to stop outside a pub, on double red lines and run into the pub. It's awful. Merlin says it's free to use toilets on the train. You just pay the stupid train ticket costs. Oh, I know. Lee always does it as well. See, Lee's got a paper cup in the car as well. Becky uses it in empty milk bottles. Well, I hope I don't get my milk in your old bottles, dear. God. Hello, Adval. Hello to Adval. I love it. So I got to work. A fantastic night at the karaoke last night. It was so busy. And Mary, who I think is with us this morning, she may have gone, I don't know, but you saw Mary up there. I was sitting I was quite early for work as well, funnily enough. Even though it took 2 hours, It's a nightmare getting to work at the moment. Seriously, when I say 2 hours, that's anything from 1 hour and 55 minutes up to 2 hours and 15 minutes. Okay? Last night it was 2 hours to get to work again. It's a nightmare. It's going to be like that right away to Christmas, and then it'll die again. This happens every year. So I got to work, even though it was 2 hours. I was early, a little bit early. Because I leave in time. I'm not one of those. I can't bear people who just turn up at the last minute. I can't stand it. Paul says I need a 2-litre bottle of pop. Ah, yeah, Paul, I know where you're coming from there. Okay, sometimes I have to stop halfway, and then, open the car door and down the drain. Yeah. And then I carry on. So I know where you're coming from with the 2-litre bottles. And I've even got the large Starbucks cup. The paper cup. And I fill that right up. I'm surprised because I haven't drunk that whole thing of tea. Funny, isn't it? So I got to work early. They brought me over another cup of tea. Everything was set up, and Mary and Maureen were there together. They were sitting on a table waiting for things to start. It was only about 8:10, and I don't start till 8:30 on a Friday. Although I have to say, I'm not one of those people, I'm not starting till 8:30. 8:30's my time. What is the point of that? If you're ready and people are waiting to sing, because that's what I do. I host 3 karaoke nights a week and a quiz night. And I love doing it. Love doing the work I do. I'm so lucky to be doing this. What's the point in waiting until time? Might as well start. But there wasn't anyone really waiting to sing. I had no request slips. I don't know where Roy was last night, one of our regular singers. He wasn't there last night. So I got my tea and I sat on the table with Maureen and Mary. And I'm talking. And I was aware that Mary was kind of holding herself back a bit in the seat like that. And I thought, she got a bad back or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, so I went back up onto the stage to do something. Come back down. And Mary says, I've got something for you. And produced these Tic Tacs. I said, what are they for? And she said, I'm not, in that thick Irish accent, I'm not being funny, love. I can't do that. I can't do accents. I'm not being funny, love. She said, but I think you've been eating garlic. How awful. That was 12 hours before. Well, 8 hours before. Because I'd made my vegetarian risotto with garlic. Now, I buy garlic in a bag. It's frozen garlic. You don't have to chop it up or get your hands... it's awful to smell of garlic. You just open the bag, chuck it in. But I don't measure it. I open the bag and chuck it in. The whole bag. Okay? So that was at 8 o'clock. And you don't notice it yourself, do you? Apparently, I absolutely stunk of garlic last night. So not only have I got wee down the front of my trousers, which had now dried off, but I was stinking. I must have stunk that place out last night. The gays were going mad, dear. They were because they're all prim and proper. The proper gays. I'm not. I just like blokes. I'm not really a proper gay. I don't do the fashion and all that. Don't go to musicals. I can't recite you. The entire score for Carousel or something like that. I just happen to like blokes. So I'm not really a proper gay. They go mad because gays, you're not allowed to pass wind or have a hair out of place, or you must cut your eyebrows and all that. Well, I don't do it, as you can see. They were doing their nut in there last night. Some of the prim and proper crew, they really were. Salam to Reno this morning. Rhino, I beg your pardon, Rhino. Good morning to you, sir. Kevin says, you dirty old man dress. Yeah, dirty old man, look. Don't care. Kevin says, I thought it would all be cold over there, but most people probably a beer bottle next to the bed, so you don't need to get out of bed. Oh, I don't know. I haven't got a bottle next to the bed. I get out of bed. I get up twice a night, generally. How we got onto the subject of talking about we this morning, I really don't know. Oh, there's not roadworks planned for near King's Cross, is there? Oh, please don't. Don't even go there. It gets worse and worse, that road there. It really does. Mary is there. Good morning, Mary. Good morning to Richard, who's in Australia. Morning, Richard. About time you went to bed, isn't it? Must be about 9, 10 o'clock in the evening there, isn't it? I think so. Good. Right. So that was work. As I say, great night last night for the karaoke. Lots of new singers. I don't think anyone sung more than twice last night, but that's one of those things, when it gets busy, you sing less. Although no one wants to go to a quiet karaoke night where there's no one there. Let's be honest, you go to karaoke nights not only to sing for yourself, but because you want other people to see you sing. Of course you do. That's why you do it. And when it gets really busy, maybe only sung once or twice, it's a bit thing. And some people come in really late, and they think they're going to sing 2 or 3 times. No, the people that sing 2 or 3 times are those that are there when we start at either 8 o'clock on a Monday or Sunday, or 8:30 on a Friday. You get there at 8:30, you probably sing 3 times. You get there at 10:30, you'll only sing once. It's just one of those things. 8:24 in Australia, is it really? Okay. Oh, 8:54 in Australia. Thank you, Kevin. Good morning to Rachel Wilson, who's being cracked up this morning. Cracked up. Tony Wilson's mum. Good morning, Rachel. Hope you're well this morning. It's all about having a bit of a laugh, Rachel. There's too much seriousness in this world. That's the problem. There's too much serious. I turned on the telly this morning while I was having my breakfast. I've had a nice breakfast this morning. 2 corn sausages, 2 eggs. And I can't get the blooming eggs to not break in the pan. I've now mastered the art of getting a couple of eggs and breaking them into the pan so that the little yellow bits are not broken, right? And then they cook and they cook and they cook. And then I carefully slide the slice underneath them and the blooming things break. Why is that? What am I doing wrong? It's a non-stick frying pan from Waitrose. Nothing wrong with it. The black hasn't started peeling off yet. Don't you hate that? You've done your eggs, and it's a bit of an old pan. You put your eggs on your phone. What are these black bits? Bits of Teflon, mate. You're eating your Teflon. Good morning to Glinna this morning. Morning, Glinna. Awful. Merlin says, if gays aren't allowed to pass wins, my other half didn't get the memo. He should be ejected from gay membership. Oh, isn't it awful? Oh, it's dreadful. That's why I won't sleep with anyone. I won't have anyone in that bed next door. I'm telling you that now. No, thank you. Awful. Awful. People passing wind in your own bed. How rude is that? Ghastly, people. Ghastly. Let's have a look there. Right. How much did you put in the pan? Well, just 2 eggs and the fry light stuff. I put the fry light stuff in as well, which is like a spray that you use instead of oil, Merlin. Never mind. So that came to the end. I tell you what, I left there. I finished at 12 o'clock. Managed to get out within 15 minutes today because we've stopped people coming onto the stage. We've had to stop people coming onto the stage. What happens is that the night finishes and nice people, lovely people, wonderful people want to come onto the stage and start talking to you. Well, this has been going on for some time now, and it's not really allowed to do that because, number one, there's all wires and things up there. Now, wind them up there, that's okay. That's fine. But there's all wires up there. And people come and talk to you when you've said goodbye, and they go straight up on the stage. And they want to say goodbye. And they want to thank you for having a nice night, which is lovely. Lovely people do that. And they're all lovely people in there. But last week, because people were talking to me, I got distracted and I left something there. So the next night, fortunately, I always check my stuff first. Where's this thing? Oh, I've left it at the pub. And of course, there it was under the table because I hadn't looked around. So we've had to stop people coming onto the stage at the end of the night because it's mucking up the packing away and checking that everything's in the right place, unfortunately. So last night that was all right, and then I put the stuff away and everything's in its place now. Left there, a bit of traffic on the way home again along that Euston Road. Oh, that blooming Euston Road, which according to Merlin is going to get better. It's going to get worse because they're about to start digging up as well. Good morning, Joey. And I got home. Oh, my God, I was tired when I got in last night. I get fatigue. I think, Merlin, you might get that as well. Do you get fatigue a lot, which is due to our thing, isn't it? I get terrible fatigue, and I was so tired last night, but I was also very hungry when I got in. So I did have something to eat, and then I went to bed, and I got up. I woke up. I got to bed about 3 o'clock in the morning. About 10 to 3, I think it was. I got to bed, and I woke up again this morning at 8:15. You know, it's just one of those things. The time you wake up. So that was it. I had my breakfast, come up, and there was something wrong with the computer, as you will know. Later on today, I'm going to the cinema. Hopefully, I think my mate's coming round at 12 o'clock in about an hour's time. And we're going to see Murder on the Orient Express. Yes, Murder on the Orient Express. So I'm very much looking forward to going to seeing that today. Hopefully it will be one of those trains that don't open up at the bottom and let all the human effluent out the bottom onto the people watching in the cinema. Oh, it's horrible. Morning, Peter. Morning, Peter. How much oil do you put in the pan? I don't use oil. It's a plastic spatula, Merlin. It's a plastic spatula. Kevin says, I will say that it's a sad subject talking about television over there, and I am happy. Do you not like television? Don't like television much? Good morning, Sune. Morning to you as well. All right, welcome along to the show. Television, yes. I saw a thing on Facebook last night about television. And here's a question for you. If you were watching television, okay, watching television, right, and you could only watch one program for the rest of your life, what would it be? There's a question for you. If you're watching television and you could only watch one program for the rest of your life, what would it be? Your answers, please. I'll let you phone in on that one. Phone lines are now open. 020 814 3477 is my phone number. If you've got Skype, you can Skype in United Kingdom Talk, all one word. All right, so once again, if you could only watch one television program for the rest of your life, what would it be? Either send a message or call in 020 8144 3477 or Skype in on United Kingdom Talk. Okay? Oh, that was quick. Sune's calling in from La Suède. Good morning, Sune. How are you?
Hello?
All right, good morning.
Better.
How are you today? All right?
Good morning. Yeah.
Right.
I have the answer for your question.
Yes, go on.
It's a Swedish program called 112 på liv och död. It's about the cops and how they handle the situation in daily life. And you also see the fire department and the ambulance, how they handle things. It's a reality show.
It's a reality show. Did you say it was about Cubs, as in Cub Scouts?
No, policeman.
Oh, cops. I beg your pardon. Policemen. Yes. And what? How they go and get the criminals and all that business? Is it?
Yeah.
You like that one?
Yeah.
So that is the one program that you would watch forever until you die. If there was only one program you were allowed to watch.
Yes.
Okay, Sune, that's excellent, my
and
friend.
What is your answer to question? What do you want to watch?
I'm glad you were going to ask that. The program that I would watch until the day I died would be Dad's Army. Have you ever seen Dad's Army?
No, what is that about?
It is a 1970s British comedy, and it's about the Home Guard. When there was the terrible wars, we had the main army and the Home Guard. The Home Guard were volunteers, and they kind of did their own little thing, you know, trying to protect us and all that. And Dad's Army is like a parody of them, and it's very, very funny. I don't know if you would find it funny. Some people don't get it, but I mean, it was huge. It was a massive, massive program in the 1970s with the most wonderful, lovable cast you could possibly imagine.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, great program. See if you can pick up perhaps an episode on YouTube and see if you like it there, all right?
Yeah, Dad's Army, it's called.
Eh?
What was the program called?
Dad's Army.
Okay.
DADS Army. Not the film. There's a Dad's Army film which was released a couple of years ago. That's not very good. You want the TV series, Dad's Army, and the main character in that is Arthur Lowe.
Okay.
Okay, which is Captain Mannering. All right, Sune, thanks for calling in there from Sweden.
Bye.
Cheerio.
Thanks.
There you go. Anyone else want to call in? Tell us what your favourite TV programme is. Not your favourite TV programme. The programme you would watch if you could only watch one more television programme until the day you die. Okay? When I say one more, I don't mean one episode. That's all you're allowed to watch. One TV programme. Some messages coming in here. Paul says only Fools and Horses. Now, that was... My dad loved that. I think it's all right. It's okay. But I don't need to have to watch it. You know what I mean? I quite like Only Fools and Horses, yes. Brendan Brady fan says, On the Buses, excellent show. Absolutely excellent show. On the Buses. And it's still hilarious, Brendan. Of course, wouldn't be allowed on the telly now, would it? Oh, no. It's really offensive to gays. It's really offensive to girls. It's really racist. It didn't go out to offend anyone. It's just funny. You're absolutely right. On the Buses, hilarious. Becky Moon, Birds of a Feather. Yeah, Birds of a Feather. Of course, that was remade, wasn't it? Was it last year or the year before? Possibly the year before. Was it the year before? They have got new Birds of a Feather. My sister loved that, Birds of a Feather. Merlin. That's not a TV programme there, is it? Just a minute. Becky, One Foot in the Grave. Oh, what a miserable old git that is, isn't it? One Foot in the Grave. I've seen a couple of episodes of that. Not a lot of it. Let's have a look there. Steptoe and Son. Yeah. Now, how's the music go? No. How's the music go? No, that's On the Bus, isn't it? Steptoe. I can't remember the Steptoe and Son music, but yeah, very, very funny. Very funny indeed. Yes. Becky. Oh, not Master Chef, Becky. Not a cookery. You seriously could sit there and watch that until the day you die? Oh, no, not a cookery programme. Mind you, I suppose it's better than that other ghastly programme, Come Dine With Me. You know, where you invite people round, cook them a meal, and then they just slag you off. What sort of programme is that, for Lord's sake? Thank you. Jerry would watch my TV show until the day he dies. Thank you, Jerry. I think so as well. Holla to Async. Anyone else? Anyone else? Come on, boys and girls. Someone say Dragon's Den there. Becky can't get enough of the telly. No, Becky, you're only allowed one programme. Towie? Really? You want to watch a programme with non-talented, loud-mouthed people for the rest of your life? Ghastly programme, dear. Dreadful programme. I'm shocked, Becky. I thought you were better than that, darling, watching crap like that on the telly. EastEnders, Becky also says, Dragon's Den. Yeah, Dragon's Den is good. Big Brother. Oh, someone said to me, why don't you apply for Big Brother? You must be joking, aren't you? I said, what, yeah, for £50,000? No, not for £50,000. Rather be poor than mix with those dreadful people on there. Ghastly people, ghastly. Master Chef, no. Not Master Chef, no. Anyone else? Let's have a look. Becky's a chef. She's got an NVQ3. What is that, an NVQ3? Is that like an O-level? I don't know what that is. Casualty, yes, Jerry. Casualty with the great Charlie. Oh, it's on today, isn't it? Oh, I'm very concerned about the consultant. What's her name? Consultant's name. Oh, she's got some sort of cancer, isn't she? Hope she's going to be all right. Hope they're not going to write her out, because I quite like her. You know, the woman in charge. I like her. Can't remember the name now. Good. Merlin says, come dine with me, such a laugh. You don't go on the programme to cook a nice meal. You go on a programme to be nosy around other people's houses and bitch about each other to their faces. Oh, it's awful, Merlin. Why do you like that? Why do you like that? I can't bear people that go on the telly just to slag other people off. I think it's terrible. I really do. Oh, well, that's it. Let's have a look. So, yes, I turned off the telly this morning, I must say. I had the news on. What's the first lot of stories? People being touched up in Parliament again. No, oh, give it a rest, will you? We're not interested in who touched who in Parliament. Go and sort it out yourselves. I did see, and I'm about to show you this, I did see a very, very funny post on Facebook this morning. Look at this. Poor Diane Abbott. No one's touched her up. Didn't Jeremy Corbyn go with her at some point? Poor Diane. That is shocking, isn't it? Absolutely shocking, that one. Why is she a member of Parliament? Thick as a plank, that one, love. Thick as a plank, dear. God's sake. If all this touching continues to go on in the Houses of Parliament, I'm going to apply to be an MP, because no one's touching me. No one's touching me. Why is that? Very, very disappointing. Merlin appeared on an episode of what? What, Casualty, were you? Did you play a dead body? I think you'd be good at that, Merlin. I don't look anything like Pike, Peter. How dare you? Don't look anything like Pike. Good. All right, so that's your TV programmes. 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in. I wanted to show you this. You know, remember I said to you I get my tea from Harrod's now? Honest, it's not that dear. You'd be surprised that it's not as dear as you would think it is, but this is how it comes. This is half a kilo. This is how it comes. Tea from Harrod's. Look at that. And that will last ages. That works out to about 20 quid. And there's a lot in there. Okay? You'd easily pay that, I think, on the same amount of tea bags. So, tea from Harrod's, that's how it arrives in a box. I bought a kilo. So, there's 2 lots of this in my cupboard at the moment. And you literally, in a pot of tea, you only need 1 spoonful of tea leaves. And honestly, it tastes so much better than tea bags. Honestly, it does. It really does taste a lot better than tea bags. The only thing is, I've got a feeling, because I'm having trouble sleeping at the moment. I'm not uncomfortable in bed, but I'm not, I can't get to sleep again. I'm wondering if the Harrod's tea is that strong that it's stopping me going to bed, going to sleep. which might be a problem. I might have to go back down to the weaker tea, but no, I like that tea so much. I've asked, my sister rang up yesterday. She said, "What do you want for Christmas, bruv?" I said, I'd like an old silver-plated teapot. Because when we went to one of our afternoon teas recently, Stoke Pogs, I think it's Stoke Pogs, which is in Buckinghamshire, my friend and I went there. They served the afternoon tea in these great big silver, probably silver there, silver pots. And I thought, that's nice. And she said, "Oh, well, they've only got old antique ones." I said, "Get it off eBay." You know, I'm not one of those people. You know, you ask them what they want for Christmas and they choose the most expensive thing they can possibly find. I think that's awful, don't you? You know, be a bit fair about things. Just because, you know, someone's got a bit of money, you don't ask for an expensive present, do you? You know what I mean? Well, my sister hasn't got a lot of money, and I'm aware of that. So I said, get us a teapot off eBay. So she is scouring, possibly as we are speaking at the moment, she is scouring eBay for probably, well, I'm sure it won't be a silver one, a silver-plated large teapot. It has to be a large one, because what I'm finding, my 2 teapots downstairs aren't big enough. So, you know, you pour 1 cup of tea, and the next load of tea that comes out, there's only half a cup there. So I've asked her to try and find me a silver-plated teapot on eBay, which I think would be quite nice. Kevin, caffeine. Well, there is caffeine in tea, isn't there? And presumably the Harrod's tea would be quite strong anyway. But it's not that dear. You can go into Harrod's if you ever come to London for a holiday, if you're abroad anywhere. Then pop into Harrod's and get yourself some. You don't have to buy that. You can buy 100 grams for 4 quid. That's all it is. And it comes in a smaller bag than that. 100 grams for 4 quid. Go into Harrod's and get yourself some English breakfast tea number 14. Get the loose tea. You'll have to get a little pot as well from somewhere, okay? And do it like that. Very, very nice. Very, very nice. Good. What else? Right, let's do some news stories this morning, boys and girls. Apple, have you got your iPhone 10 yet? They're queuing up, dear. They're queuing up. Everywhere. Apple fans who waited at the Palo Alto store overnight for the release of the much-anticipated $999 iPhone X were rewarded on Friday morning when Chief Executive Tim Cook made an appearance. Oh, bully ho! How exciting is that? Well, I mean, it's hardly the same as meeting Barry Manilow, is it? Let's be honest. Tim Cook. I mean, would that excite me if he, if I was to go into Apple store in Reading, ghastly place, Reading. If I was to go in the Apple store in Reading and Tim Cook, oh, I've come to serve you today. And, not excited. Not excited. Cook, who was described the company's latest gadget as the biggest leap forward, biggest leap forward since the original iPhone, surprised groupies, they're calling them groupies now, who waited overnight to get their hands on the high-end device. He even took a moment to sign a few lucky fans' iPhone boxes. Well, can you sell that on eBay then? Tim Cook's signature. Is he like an important person? We like important people, don't we? Do you like important people? I don't. They come around in their suits, don't they, with their iPads. Oh, very important. Oh, very important. There were two of them in the hotel the other day. I say the hotel because that's where I go swimming. There they appeared in their suits, writing things down on a clipboard. I can't bear people like that. Oh, I'm so important. Get down to earth the same as the rest of us, love. He even took a few moments to sign the iPhone boxes. Fans lined up through the night at stores around America to buy the phone, and those who were able to buy one will be pleased to know they are sitting on a potential gold mine. Now, I don't understand this. Tell me why this is. Some devices are already being auctioned off on eBay for $18,000. Now, why is that? Is that so you can have one before everyone else? I mean, how sad is that? I'm sorry, it's sad. There's people starving all around the world and dying from terrible diseases because they got no money. And people are queuing up outside the Apple store so they can be the first person with an iPhone. You're sad. I'm sorry, you're very sad. Why can't you just wait for it to come out like everyone else? Oh, look, I got the iPhone. All that money. Okay, I'm probably going to buy one of these because technologically wise, it's a far better thing than my iPhone SE. It's much better. So in this case, I'm probably going to buy one. Right? I don't need one the moment it comes out of the factory, dear, in China. God, it's just mad. Apple's next generation smartphone uses facial recognition software for the first time. Is on sale today, has been on sale in cities around the world, with queues building up at Apple stores amid rumours of limited stocks. Now, do you reckon there are limited stocks, or have they said that to make the queues come? You know what it's like when someone on the news says, oh, there's going to be a shortage of sugar. Suddenly they all run out to the supermarket and buy 10 bags each. And then there's a shortage. There is no shortage until someone announces that there's going to be a shortage. Good morning to Tricity, who joins us on Periscope this morning. There's no shortage. If I was to say to you, when the next show I do, there's going to be a shortage of the next show, there'd be millions of people watching. We've had this many times before. There's going to be a shortage of bread. right? So if you leave it for an hour and go to the supermarket, there'll be no bread left because people, oh my God, there's a shortage of bread. Then they all run to the supermarket and buy all the bread. The fact that it's going to go mouldy in 2 days is neither in or there to them, as long as they've got that last loaf. But I don't understand how that Apple, the new iPhone is selling for £18,000 on eBay. Let's have a look. Actually, let's have a look. Can I have a look while you're there? iPhone, was it iPhone X, isn't it? iPhone X. Let's have a look. iPhone, oh my God. Well, in the UK, £1,750. There's one here for £820. How is that then? £1,000, £1,600. Oh, they're right. I can't see one for £1,800 though. They're all like over £1,000. If people selling, there's one for £2,000. Buy it now. £2,000 for an iPhone X because there's what £3,000. £3,000. £2,500. My God, £15,000. Who's got that for 50? I kid you not. Look at it. Look at it yourself. On the eBay, these iPhone X's are going for over. Why don't people? All they've got to do is wait 2 weeks. Oh, it's sad. I'm sorry. You've got to be sad to want to pay that for an iPhone. £2,500. Really? It's bad enough. It's £1,000 with, direct from the shop. When you can get hold of one, probably be a couple of weeks. That's all. Couple of weeks. Oh, got to have one now. Got to have one now. Sad, lonely people. Brendan says, remember the petrol crisis long ago? Not so long ago. Yeah, it's a few years ago now, Brendan. I bet you look that up. You'll be surprised how long ago that is, because I'm always surprised how quickly time moves on now. Especially since I only work 5 nights a week now. I work 5 nights a week and it's split up into 4 days. 4 days and 1 4 days and 1 day? Yeah, 4 days and 1 day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, off. Wednesday, off. Thursday, Friday. Wednesday. 1 minute. No, hang on a minute. Working. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, off Tuesday. Work Wednesday, off Thursday. Friday, Saturday. And the days just go like that for me. They really do. I have so much to do all the time. I'm rushing now because I know my mate's coming around at 12 o'clock, take us to the cinema, and I haven't had a shower yet. That'll annoy him. He says I stink. He won't come out unless I've had a shower. That's honestly, it's true. How rude is that? Do you have to have a shower every day then? Oh dear. Kevin won't touch the iPhone. It made me. I suppose you go swimming. What happens in the pool? They all get out. You stay in the pool. Yeah, too right. They cost £1,000 from Apple, don't they? That's right, Wendy. The iPhone X, iPhone 10, costs about £1,000 from Apple. Why would you pay £2,500 just to get it before everyone else? It's just mad. It's just mad. It really is. Yeah, Brendan, I'm sure that petrol crisis was some time ago now. We've got a bit more Apple here because in this morning's Daily Mail it says Apple shares rose to a record high on Friday as more analysts set $1 trillion valuation on the company. It's going to be the first company to be worth $1 trillion. Not a million, not a billion. Not $1 billion, $1 trillion. Wow. I can't even contemplate that number, can you? $1 trillion. How many O's is that? I don't know. $1 trillion company. That is something else, isn't it? It really is. The stock rose as much as 3.7%. Briefly breaching £900 billion in market value, which I mean, begs the question to me, why do they have to sell the iPhone for £1,000 then? They're making an absolute mint. All right, I give you it. They make really good products in my mind. They look good, they feel good, they're easy to use. but £1 trillion just sitting in the bank. Just imagine all the good that you could do in the world with that. Hospitals that could be built. We see the iPhone X unlocking pent-up iPhone upgrades, especially in China, driving more than 20% iPhone unit growth and a revenue earnings beat in 2018. The glass and steel $999 phone appeared to have brought back the frenzy associated with iPhone launches. Long lines have formed outside Apple stores across the world as fans flocked to buy the new phone. You know, I mean, it has to be said. If people didn't pay, you know, if they released the phone for £1,000 and they couldn't sell it, they would reduce the price. They'd have to. But they don't have to, do they? Because people are buying it by the shed load. Including possibly me in a few weeks' time. We're buying it. It's a lot of money. Remember, though, it's not just a phone, is it? You've got more... I mean, even this phone here. I've got more computing power here than they used to send people to the moon. There is an awful lot of tech, but £1,000, why is it so dear? Why, you know, with those profits like that, they don't need to sell it for £1,000, do they? They don't. Good morning, Shania's with us this morning. Morning, Shania. Richard's there. Good morning, Trillion. Trillion is, 3, 6, 9, 12. Trillion is 3 noughts, so 1 and 3, 6, 9, 12 noughts. A 1 and 12 noughts after it is a trillion. Thank you, Richard. I got unclassified for maths. Did I tell you that? Wasn't very good at maths. Thank you. Wow. Wendy, the Dick Emery Show. Excellent. Dick Emery. Da, 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 da. We're talking about TV programmes that you could watch until the day you die. You're only allowed to watch one programme. What would it be? Wendy likes the Dick Emery Show. Yeah, I could go along with that one. A laugh a minute. Mine was Dad's Army. I don't know if you were with us at that point, Wendy. Dad's Army would be the one that I choose. Okay. Richard, just look on eBay in the US. There's one on there for $25,000. I mean, for God's sake. For God's sake, it's just too much. It really is. Kevin's got the new Yahweh phone. Rings around the new iPhone. Full specifications and features. iPhone is garbage. Well, that's your opinion. I don't think it's garbage at all. I don't think it's garbage, Kevin. But I think it's a lot of money. Can't keep up with your messages at the moment, Kevin. All right, mate. Sorry. Merlin don't need to sell it for that price. But in this day and age, it's all about the shareholder, not ethics. Yeah, you're right. You're right. How is it like 20 quid, 21 pounds for me to go to and from London on a train? Oh, money just goes up and up, doesn't it? Now, how are we doing on time? Okay, going to have to wrap up there, boys and girls, because we've got to get ready for my mate to come round. We're going out to see Murder on the Orient Express for the 12:30 showing at the Bracknell Swimming Pool, Bracknell Cinema today. Plus, I've got to have a shower first, otherwise he'll moan. Oh, you smell. Oh, you smell. He does moan a lot. I'd like to do today's birthdays, boys and girls. We always do the birthdays at the end of the show. So, happy birthday today to, he says, clicking a few buttons. There it is. Oh, we've only got 4 today. Lilibeth. Lilibeth, happy birthday to you, darling. 49 years old today. Happy birthday, Lilibeth. Nice to see you. William Coughlin. Good morning, sir. William. Drag queen extraordinaire. How are you, sir? Are you in Spain or somewhere like that? I think you are. Happy birthday to you. Always a pleasure working with you, my friend. Always, always a pleasure working with you over the years. Happy birthday today to Mark Pulley. And happy birthday to Alison Phillips. Just the 4 birthdays today, boys and girls. Here comes the song. Here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your birthday, boys and girls. Have a lovely, lovely Saturday. I'll let you know what the film's like tomorrow. Thank you, Stuart, for your nice, kind words. And Wendy as well there. Mash. Well, you want some mash, Kevin? Open a packet and put some water with it and then mash it down. That's what you want to do. That's it for the show today. Thank you very much on this Saturday. I hope it brightens up a little bit later. Mind you, it won't matter. I shall be in the cinema watching Murder on the Orient Express. I'm looking forward to that. And I'll see you again very soon. All right? Bye-bye now.